I'm Charles Decker. I'm Vice President for Research of Unite Here Local 33, the union for graduate teachers at Yale. A couple of months ago, Yale announced that its endowment is now worth $29.4 billion, a 12.3% increase over the previous year. Yale is the second wealthiest university in the world. As Vice President for Research for Local 33, I believe that the entire Yale community should be involved in the conversation about how Yale makes its money and what it does with it. That's why our union has a long history of researching Yale's investment practices. Last year, Local 33's research team discovered that 5 investment companies who together manage $1.3 billion for Yale. Those 5 companies are Cyrus Capital, Baupost LLC, Fortress Investment Group, Carmel Asset Management, and Corbin Capital Partners. These 5 firms all held Puerto Rican debt. 2 of the largest, Cyrus Capital and Baupost, were among a small group of creditors suing Puerto Rico to force the territory to pay them back in full and before all other creditors. A year ago, Cyrus sold its debt for somewhere between $64 and $68 million. We don't know the purchase price for these bonds, so we don't know whether Cyrus was seeking a profit or to mitigate a loss. But in addition to these investment managers, Yale's largest ever alumni donor, Charles Johnson, who gave $250 million to construct a pair of new dormitories, is the retired board chair and top shareholder of Franklin Templeton, the second largest holder of Puerto Rican debt. So last year we made our research public, and a coalition of campus and community groups and state and local elected officials held a rally at Charles Johnson's new dormitories, calling on Yale to disclose and cancel any university assets held as Puerto Rican debt. Now, this is only one instance of Yale seeking to profit from investments that disproportionately harm vulnerable communities, especially communities of color, including the foreclosure crisis, distressed debt in Argentina, and fossil fuel extraction. Yale claims to be a pioneer of principled investing. Its own website states, quote, Yale was one of the first institutions to address formally the ethical responsibilities of institutional investors. However, despite these claims, Yale never disclosed these investments. Local 33's research uncovered them. I believe our union's research plays an important role in making sure that all communities affected by Yale's investments can hold Yale accountable. Last semester, our members voted to ratify a resolution that stated, and I quote, "We believe Yale's financial practices should live up to its educational mission and claims of ethical investment. In order to build a more transparent and democratic university and to defend the value of academic work, Local 33 commits to working with campus groups and the wider community in holding Yale accountable for its investment practices." End quote. Yale's practice, of course, is not to comment on its investments, but Local 33 believes that Yale's educational mission and the endowment that funds that mission cannot be held separate. Local 33 affirms its commitment to building a more just, transparent, and democratic university by shedding light and truth on the university's investments.